Yeah, my name is Martin. I've been providing you with information that will help you to achieve your migration dream. Yeah, sorry, I've not been, very stable, making this video every now and then because I got so busy and in between I couldn't just cope with all the pressure with the things I'm doing and also just making this video on a regular basis. But now I'm back to my feet and I think for the past few days I've been dropping at least one or two videos per day. And I try to give you information that will be very helpful to you. So today I'm gonna be telling you about how to migrate to Australia. If I won't be telling you just that the easiest way to migrate to Australia is by the job route, but I will tell you the easiest way to migrate to Australia is through the skill-based immigration program. So either you're gonna be thinking of the federal skilled worker or regional sponsorship, or other means which I will be introducing to you. So I want to tell you quickly how you can achieve this. Yeah, sometimes this need a bit of patience, unlike the employer sponsored visa, which could actually happen so quickly. But I want to tell you that anyone who has done that and are migrated through the employer sponsored visa is quite considered very lucky. So, I mean, I don't mean you can't be that lucky, but then it is very competitive and it is not as easy as maybe people would say that. So I don't want to sugarcoat it or make it so look so sweet and easy for you. But I'll tell you the best and easy way is through the point-based, scheme. So which you could actually put in together as your performances through your work experience, your academics, through your um, English test, and probably, you know, if you are an interpreter and all those stuffs. So those will give you points, and if you have relatives and studied in Australia or not. By the way, you don't need to do all of those things, but just I'm telling you the key things that could give you points, right? So I'll be taking you through some of these things. Just check your skill, if you're eligible, and of course you have to be below 45. And if your skill is listed, and I will tell you the processes and what it takes to go through it. So guys, I would like to share through my screen and I would like to show you a number of informations. I'd like you to stay tuned. I can tell you that this is the easiest way you can ever get your feet to Australia. It may take you a year or 6 months or 1.5 years, but then that's still the best route. Yeah, so guys, let's go through my screen. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so guys, if you have to move to Australia, there are a number of things I have to show you. Yeah, this is the immigration website for Australian government. So this Australian government Department of Home Affairs on Immigration and Citizenship. So this is the website where you can get all the information you need. But just the process for all these point-based visas. You see, this is point tested stream. All of this, you can see the process summarized. Number one, you start, then you check your eligibility, okay, to see if your occupation is listed and you have a minimum of 65 points, which I can show you how you can calculate. And then the next thing is you submit an expression of interest in skill select, and at the same time, you can submit registration of interest in the provinces. Then the next you've got to do is to wait for an invitation. And once you receive an invitation to apply, then you go ahead and gather all your documentations and you apply for a visa within 60 days of an invitation to apply. So this simply means that before you get an invitation to apply, you need to gather all your documents. If you try to gather your documents and you might have issues to meet up within 60 days. By the way, you mean document and resources, because for you to apply for this visa, you would need to pay certain amount of money for yourself and for any dependent that may have to join you. So that means you need to prepare ahead of time. If you start preparing from the time you get invitation to apply, then you may run into crisis, raising all the money that you might require, including the money which you want to show to the immigration that you've got this amount of money to take care of your family. So this is very important thing you would want to know. So at least the process is like in 5 steps, and you're just good to go. Yeah, there are many other things that would happen in between these 5 steps, right? Yeah. So for example, this is for skill independent visa subclass 189. We have the subclass 491. So we have 190 as well. So I will just take you through with this so that you just get to know what it looks like. So let's look at the eligibility criteria. Yeah. So the eligibility criteria will help you to understand what you need. Okay, number one, you would need to be invited to apply for the visa. Okay, and number two, you need to have a stable skill assessment. So if you want to see the details, you can click and open. What does it mean to be assess your skills? For example, I'm a mechanical engineer, so for me to get access, Engineers Australia or Society of Engineers in Australia have to, assess me to look at my credentials and say, yes, this credential is equivalent to this credential in Australia. So that is how to do this skill assessment. So the skill assessment is very important part of your immigration program. For every course, you have a different skill assessment body that would assess your skill, and I'll show you how you can see which body that should assess your skill. Okay. Yeah. Then again, you need to be at least at most 45 years of age. Yeah, after 45, you are not able to apply for this program, okay? And if you turn 45 after you submit your invitation to apply, that will be fine, okay? Yeah, you will not be invited because it's already late. So you must ensure that you get an invitation before you turn 45. But once you turn 45, your invitation would not hold anymore. Okay, so that is one. So you also need to get 65 points. And I've told you this point could be because of your experience, because of your education level, because of your English language proficiency, then a number of other factors can come into play role. Then, but these three ones are like the basic. Okay, so you can look at the point calculator, which I can bring you to for you to see more. Okay, then you need to have an English language assessment. Okay, so you can see the competency level. I'll show you this separately. Then you need to meet the skill requirement, like whatever skill which you've said you do, you must be able to prove you does it. Excuse me. Yeah, for example, if you're an engineer, and they said you need to have at least 3 years of experience, then you would need to be able to prove that you've really had 3 years of experience by doing some, competency mapping, which includes you writing is what is it called, career episodes, and a summary of your career, yeah, and including continuous professional development. Okay, yeah, then you need to meet the health requirement, which means you have to be healthy. I need to meet the character requirement, which means you need to have a police character certificate. Some of this will be happening much after you have received an invitation to apply. Okay, so don't get panic. You don't need to prove these ones at the moment. You only need to get at least 65 points. But then it doesn't mean that you've had 65 points, you're gonna be able to travel. You might need to get more depending on your skills. There are people who they actually pick at 65, for example, carpenter, those kind of skills. They are looking for them, the butcher. But as an engineer, as an accountant, 65 will not fetch you an immediate invitation. You might need to skill up to get it or to get your invitation, okay? They need to sign the Australian value statement. This also will happen much later. So that is how things you need to know about the eligibility criteria. For the step-by-step process, you can actually come here to see what you need to do before you apply, gather, and what you need to do after you have been invited. So you need to know all of those things, yeah, after you have applied and visa outcome and all that. So I'll post this so that you can have time to go through all of this since it's going to help you. So just to show you a bit about the point calculator, can come here to see your point calculator. That will show you the things. need to do. For example, if I select, say this is the different subclass, but I mean, you might need to focus mostly on skill independent visa subclass 189 or skill nomination visa 190 or skilled work regional professional visa subclass 491, because these two will be giving you some score additional from the government that will be sponsoring you. Yeah, so yeah, this is, if you want, you can use this, and let's just say we want to do 491. So you just put up this and it comes up. So you start selecting your age and all of these things. Then it will show you your final calculation. Before you apply, this is the first process, and after you are eligible, then you can go on to apply. So the next thing I would like to show you is I would like to show you the Vetasys, which is one of the places where you can check your occupation. Okay. Do you need a skill assessment for migration to Australia? Vetasys offers skill assessment for more than 27 trades, occupation, and 341 general and professional occupation. Not sure if your occupation is in Vetasys occupation, check below. So you can check here to see if your skill is there. Okay. Yeah, so we just come below. You can just put in directly your course, okay? Let's say you are a pharmacist. You can just say pharmacist, okay? And you search, then it will take you to see if you can be assessed here. Yes, so you see, industrial pharmacist, this is the ANSI code. You can check out here. Pharmacy technician here, you're gonna check out here. So that is how it works. You can click learn more. Industrial pharmacy undertake research testing, blah blah blah. Just to define it, so you can click here to learn more. Yeah, so you can see, yeah, industrial pharmacist undertake, blah blah blah. Apply now. So can start application to get assessed. So you see the process criteria for a positive skill assessment. The things you need to do: comparison, bachelor's degree, yeah, then with Australia level. Uh-huh. This is it, and eventually get your outcome, right? So that is what it looks like. So you can see all the process here. I'll just go back again to show you. Let me just search for engineer. I like also using my career, right? So let's say mechanical engineer. We just search, and this will also take you to specific place here for mechanical engineer. See, motor mechanic, this mechanics, anything because it's speaking the keyword, right? Yeah, filter, blah blah blah. Yeah, these are skills, okay? So VITAS can assess the skills, not for mechanical engineers. This mechanical engineer is going to be assessed by Engineers Australia Society of Engineers currently. Yeah, so if you're a motor mechanic, you can actually be assessed here. So you can click to see how you can get assessed by VITASes. You can see the fees and charges. You can see the fact sheet, and all the processing time and every information you need, including later process for you to do that. Okay, so this is how you can do it. Yeah, so another thing I want to show you is the minimal IELTS score you need for you to apply for any of this program. If you just scroll down, you're gonna see for Australia, you see IELTS score requirement for Australia for studies, 5.5 is the least, and for work, which is what you may be going for, okay, at least you need 6.0 in each of the four categories. Okay, yeah, in each of the four skills you need a minimum of 6.0 and a 6.0 aggregate. So but it doesn't mean you should go get 6.0. If you get 7.5, 7.0, 8.0 is like almost a short way right in. Okay, so this is what you need to know. So guys, once you've been able to do this, just come back and start your application at Skill Select. You'll be able to start off a process in Skill Select and start run your application. So guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I hope that this video will be helpful to you. So I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Have a great weekend. Cheers.